Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And it is the best show on the internet.
Best show on the internet. Coming to you on a Thursday.
On a Thursday,
it's
for
a
God's
thirsty
sake.
Thursday, y'all.
It is goddamn.
Get your drinks
right
out.
It is.
Get your drink. Oh man, I'm actually out of water.
Get your drink on.
That's what. Yeah, drinks.
Yeah, feel it. Feel it.
It's the Get it.
We're a day away from the weekend.
Day away. Well, I mean, is Friday the weekend? Do you consider Friday?
It's like when I clock out.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Yeah.
First off, it's pizza day. Best day of
the week.
And then secondly, I'm in full weekend mode.
Sure.
Because I'm gonna make every second count. Hi, Patrick. Great to see you.
What's going on, Patrick?
Been a while.
How you doing, pal?
That's right. So yeah, so I believe that like half of like Friday is a weekend half day.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I've always kind of thought of it as such. Like,
and then most of Monday morning too is like half a weekend. You know, let's be honest.
Like, definitely like the last 2 hours on a Friday and the first 4 hours on a Monday are definitely the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I can roll with that.
Yeah. So everybody's working for the weekend.
Yeah.
We're getting pumped. We're getting ready. This is a Thursday night special. You had plans.
We had plans
last night.
Yes.
It was an anniversary.
I had an anniversary. It was the 9th year of the 9th year anniversary of me making some bad decisions, but also making a really good decision.
Well, there you go.
There we go. So, it was Christie's and mine 9-year mark.
That's right.
It was good. We had a nice little time out. Had some steak and some salmon, and then we went and played the claw machines and won some prizes.
Steak and salmon.
Steak and salmon. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, surf and turf, as it were.
Yes, we definitely surfed and then we turfed. No, we didn't. No, you can't say that. You're not allowed to say that.
You can say whatever you want. This is America.
I mean, yeah, this is America, but like, I don't want my name next to that connotation.
That's fair.
So we surfed, and then I had steak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: does it make it? I assume you've been in previous relationships before, Christy. Does it make it easier?
For lack of a better term, I guess.
Does it make it easier knowing that my anniversary is the day before? Is it like a reminder? Do you get like a little pregame? Going?
I mean, okay. So like Christy and I are both kind of, not that we don't think of it as like a big event. Like we're both very much like. Yeah, like it's a nice time to celebrate, but like we're not trying to go like over the top and crazy for it or anything. I mean, like that might come in time still, but like we usually try to be a little bit more relaxed about it. But yes, it's always good to have that reminder.
Right.
Especially because I feel like August tends to get very busy.
It does. It does.
And as we've established on this show, I'm not the type of person who plans for gifts or events well in advance. I have commitment issues and decision-making issues.
That's true.
So, there's that. But no, it's always a good reminder. But yeah, you had an anniversary too.
I did. I did have an anniversary. 9 years married, actually.
9 years married. Oh.
A little different.
Oh, I mean, just a little bit.
Slightly.
Yeah.
There were rings involved. Couldn't get them out of the fucking box, but what it was at the time. But yeah, 9-year anniversary, married, and then I said to Blakely, I was like, yeah, we've been 9 years married, but we've been together for 11 or something. And she goes, well, our daughter's 11 and we were together 2 years before that, so you should probably fucking figure that out, shouldn't you? And I'm like, that's a good jumping off point.
That's a good jumping off point.
You just think of the daughter and add 2.
You know, I mean, I feel like as a parent, you would kind of do something like that. Yeah, like
And it was Fenton's birthday this week too. God
Fenton, it was
damn
your
it! What a
birthday.
week!
Oh man, happy birthday.
Oh, what a shitty friend you are! You didn't wish me happy birthday,
Dude, I don't even know when my birthday is half the time.
dude. Like Facebook
Fenton,
tells you,
Fenton, I gotta send you a VCR. I don't use Facebook, man.
dude. I still have 3 VCRs. Like we've been cleaning out the garage a lot
Yeah.
lately, and we came across the VCRs, and we're like, we have to send these to Kevin. Like, we need to like.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, okay. You changed your tune.
I mean, like, what kind of VCRs are we talking here?
I mean, they're fucking VCRs, man. They all do the same shit.
Well, like, you know, you got a Panasonic, you got an RCA, you got a Toshiba.
Dude, we found so much shit. Like, I can't even fucking tell you.
What are you're still finding stuff?
So, yes, because the previous owners of the house just left a bunch of things in the attic.
Sure.
And so when we bought the house, and you know, we went up in the attic and we're like, oh wow, there's a lot of things up here. We'll deal with that later.
That's a
well,
later
2 years
problem.
later.
Yeah.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't intended to be the time because I don't know if you know about this. It's the middle of summer in Florida.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot
like,
out there.
It's warm, and the attic's not insulated, so like you're getting all the heat up there. But I don't know what came over us.
Sure.
It was probably going out into the garage and just tripping over everything.
Okay.
And finally saying like enough is enough. And so in the garage at the time we had 2 washing machines, a dryer. There's a whole bunch of different car parts from cars that I don't know what they are.
Right.
And so we're like, well, at least we can get rid of the washer and dryer. So we started listing stuff on Marketplace.
Ooh,
and we sold them.
Nice.
And got a little cash for it, and then got like a wild hair up our ass, and we're just like, hey, well, let's see what's in the attic, right?
Ooh.
And so we went attic spelunking. Well, the wife went attic spelunking. I just stayed up at the ladder and said, did you find anything?
You're just there
And
for moral support.
Well, I'm the hand-me-down guy. You know, there's got to be somebody on the ground.
Yeah.
To take the stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, put it in piles.
You're catching.
And sort.
Yeah.
I'm the catcher.
Yeah.
I'm the catcher. She's pitching. I'm catching. Right.
I was gonna go. She's diving. You're catching on the outside. But hey, your thing is yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, Patrick. We'll talk. We'll talk this weekend.
But anyway, so I don't know why we decided to do it.
Right.
But we are just but I find that when you find the motivation to do something, you should just do it, because if you wait, you're not going to have that same motivation to do it again.
Yeah.
So you gotta like strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Situation, right?
Real quick,
yeah.
not to cut you off, but like I've been working on that lately.
What, striking while the iron's hot?
Strike it. Well, yeah. I mean, like specifically when it comes to house related things.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Right
which I feel like is a good start, because like anytime there's like, you know, a small issue or like something needs to be fixed or cleaned up, I just remind myself and I just say, Kevin, you're in your mid-30s, you own a house, act like it.
Yes.
And then like, yeah, and then and then the curtains get put back up, right? You know.
I was gonna say, you bought a brand new fucking house. What's going wrong? Like, what?
I mean, it's not like the house isn't falling apart, but you know, like the walls aren't as strong, you know, which is weird. So like,
what do you mean they're not as strong?
Well, like we've got these curtain rods up, and like there's 2 rods that just keep like popping out of the wall. So I got to go up there and fix it every couple of months. So I'm like jamming toothpicks in there so the screw has something to catch.
What, are you not using anchors?
Well, I started to.
You started to. What, did you just fucking screw them into the wall?
Yeah.
Brother, no.
I mean, the other side of the curtain rod hangs fine, but for some reason this fucking guy over here doesn't want to, you know, stand up
because
strong.
The other side's probably in a stud.
No, it's not.
Well, that's okay.
One of the mysteries of the world. I will state though, so I don't seem like an incompetent dick.
You already do.
I mean, it's very hard for me not to. I do use drywall anchors on most things.
On most things.
Yeah, on most things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a start.
Just not
That's
the
a
heavy
start.
stuff, but most things.
You should use it on everything.
Yeah, I will
if
now.
it's not going into a stud.
Yep.
You should.
So, but
There you go.
continue.
So anyway. So you know, we were motivated.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we started pulling stuff down, and we were finding some things, sir.
Ooh.
And you know, there are some things that you find, and you're just like, why? Why? A lot of questions come up.
Okay.
And a lot of questions on people's decision-making skills.
Okay.
Okay. You have yourself an attic space, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're putting things up in the attic, why does someone find it necessary to just put empty boxes in the attic? Just empty boxes. Like, there's nothing in them at all. And it's like, you could have just broken them down and recycled them, but now I have to do it.
Yeah.
And you're taking up space in my recycling bin, and I don't appreciate that.
I mean,
Thank you very much.
Maybe they were trying to start up an inbound, outbound logistics business or something.
Well, there was business run out of this home.
Oh,
we found out.
Oh,
because we found a box of receipt paper for a auto parts business.
Okay.
So you know, the kind that like you put the receipt in the printer and then you print out the receipt, and so it has like a letterhead on it.
Yeah.
Probably 1,000 copies of these receipt things. Let's see.
Great kindling.
Yeah. So there was a bunch of empty boxes. There was that. A couple of the gems that we found, because there were some gems up there.
Oh.
And we kind of pinpointed a period of time.
Okay.
To when somebody, because we found a lot of things that were from right around 89.
Oh, that's my year.
To 94.
Ooh, that was also a good year.
And actually a little bit more, and actually come to think of it, they actually kind of bled into like 96.
Ooh, even
so like
even
right.
better
So that
year.
was kind of the era of stuff that we were finding. So some of the gems that we found we found a Sports Illustrated for Kids.
Love it.
Copy from it was July of 95.
I probably had that. My brother and I.
Yep.
Yep.
Still had the trading cards,
Oh,
not
shit.
not torn out of it yet.
Ooh,
Yep.
some value
And
to it.
the headline, the main headline was 14-year-old busted for drugs.
What? And a Sports Illustrated for kids?
And a Sports Illustrated for Kids.
They were telling drug stories in that thing?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And like the article was basically accusing adults of like pumping kids full of drugs for like performance enhancing drugs.
That was a big thing. That was like a big thing in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were doing it in baseball, so like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Kevin
will give you 25 cents for that magazine. That's not out of the cards.
It's not out of the cards.
Yeah.
We found a fax machine.
People still use fax machines. Businesses.
We found a fax
you
machine.
You could probably sell that.
Maybe. We found like 2 printers. We found there was a kitchen sink up there. There was let me think. Oh, this was one of our favorite finds. This we're actually keeping.
Okay.
We have to do a little rehab on it.
Okay.
But we found a map of Epcot.
Yo.
From 1994.
Yo, look at that Kodak logo. Oh,
yeah.
man.
And there's some gem things on here like this says here, only smoking outdoors. No longer smoking indoors.
That's what they were doing back in the day. They were smoking.
That's what they were doing. Yeah. Yep. So that was a gem. We kind of have to flatten that out a little bit.
Yeah, I figured out the best way to iron those wrinkles.
But I think we're gonna laminate it and put it on the wall of the
garage.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
You know, in the garage street.
It's great. Oh, Fenton's saying you should start a smash room with some of that stuff.
What's it? What the fuck's a smash room?
That's like where you pay down $10 and you just go into a room with a baseball bat and you just start smashing shit.
I feel like I'm gonna have to clean that up, and I don't want to.
No, you just leave it all in there.
But I don't have like a room.
Well, you rent a room and then you let people go in there and rent it out. So it's like you rent a room
so now
and then you sublease it.
Oh, I got to sublease, but there's gonna be broken glass in there. You gonna sublease some broken glass?
But they know it's in there. That's the whole point. Because then they go in with a bat and they just start breaking shit. It's a thing.
This seems like
it's a business.
This seems like a terrible.
They're
business
all
model.
over the country.
They're all over the country.
All over the country.
And you just pay $10.
Well, I mean, like, I'm sure, inflation plus recession
right.
plus Biden's America. Like, there's probably some price variations.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. Let's talk, because
Yeah.
like I may be looking for a new business idea.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I will say the cream of the crop. There's 3 in Syracuse.
There are
Well,
3 in
in Syracuse, you really do need to smash some things like that. That does make sense.
Yeah.
The cream of the crop, the find of all finds that we found. Have you ever heard of the MTV skate bike?
I don't know that I have. That sounds like a thing I may have remembered at some point, though. Maybe in the moment.
So we had to do a little research on this,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you can pull one up to show the people. Apparently, back in the late 80s, MTV tried to get themselves into the infomercial game. Because you can air music videos,
Sure.
but late night television, you got to sell some product, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you're gonna sell some product, you gotta sell it to the generation that's watching your music videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull this up and
See if you can pull it up. We found what might just be the most dangerous thing that's ever existed, and it very clearly did not last long on the market. And it is, you got yourself a little play a little something for the people.
What? I've got the sound turned off. Oh
man,
my gosh, the MTV
Look at
Run.
this thing.
What is this?
It is a unicycle skateboard.
It's just. How can you call that a unicycle? It's got 3 wheels.
Well, it's got the big wheel of the unicycle, but then 2 front wheels of a skateboard. Like
But
a skate
why? Just get a unicycle. Oh my God! Look at that ollie! Look at that bunny hop!
How are you supposed to do some sweet tricks?
Oh,
Look at all these sweet tricks.
Oh, people do that shit on unicycles. I used to see people riding unicycles around in college all the fucking time. They'd get in everybody's way. They were really annoying.
Wait, you saw people riding around unicycles?
There was a group
in
of
Oswego,
people
New York?
in Oswego, New York. There was a group. Oh, dude, you get a free poster and brochure when you call.
Well, I didn't call.
Wow.
Look at that.
Don't call that number. It's probably out of service.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, in Oswego, when I was going there was just like a group of people who rode around on unicycles all the time. Like a group, at least 5. Yeah.
They graduate? Probably not.
I don't know, man. It was either like the people on the unicycles or the dudes trying to kickflip in the quad. Like none of it was working.
Whatever happened to like fucking just dudes playing hacky sack?
Oh, there was those guys too.
I mean, that's the group I would hang out with.
Those dirt wizards.
I mean, I couldn't play hacky sack. Like,
No.
I'm not coordinating enough.
Yeah.
But like, I would watch and be like, "Hey, that's a thing."
Yeah.
But so we found this fucking thing,
Yeah.
and Christy, yeah, she almost got ran over by one when she was coming out of the bathroom. A unicycle or a
unicycle.
MTV skate bike. But this thing, so of course we had to try it.
Sure.
Like, you don't find something like that and just kick it to the curb.
No, I would have been on it
So,
in a second.
Yeah, well, the tire was deflated. I had to pump it up. I had to
Okay.
make sure you had the right PSI.
There you go. There you go.
35 if you're
Yeah.
interested. And
Same as my car.
there you go. And so I get on the thing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Blakely gets on the thing first,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just like, "This is absurdly dangerous."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, "Okay, I gotta try.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, the little wheels go in front,
Right.
the big wheel goes in back.
Yeah.
And so you're pedaling, and as you're pedaling, if you lean back at all,
Yeah.
the thing fucking kicks out from underneath you.
Oh, sure.
And you just go ass over tea kettle, right?
Right.
So you have to fucking lean forward while you're going, and right on the seat, right by your dick, is a little handle. And so like you're holding on to your dick handle while you're pedaling going forward, so that you can do like your little bunny hops.
Okay.
And things like that. The neighbors are baffled
Really?
by what they're watching.
I can't
'cause
imagine.
We're wearing helmets,
I can't imagine that.
But the thing is, like, fucker Bob across the street, who's
Sure.
like 97 years old.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had a flashback because he probably lived there when whoever owned the fucking thing
Mm-hmm.
was riding around.
Sure.
And I'm sure he came out and he was just like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Like,
Yeah.
do I kick the can and all of a sudden I'm a little kid again? Like, what
Sure.
the fuck?
Yeah. What do you do?
You know?
What do you do in that situation?
So we try it. We let the daughter try it, and the son wants to try it, but he can't reach the pedals,
Oh no.
and he's upset. So I just put him on the thing, and I just start running with him,
Yeah.
with the thing, and he's just like, "Woo!" And I'm just like, "Yeah, you're MTV kid,"
There you go.
So we don't really know what to do with that yet. It's like one of those things of like nobody wants it, so like
Wait, hang on. Let's do a quick lookup, which I'm sure you've already done, but for the listeners and the watchers at home. Right,
and just so you know, back in 1989, it would cost you $149 for this bike,
Okay.
which I'm looking up right now what the fuck that is in US dollars today.
Hang on.
Which would be almost about $400 today.
So, oddly enough, no recent sales for the MTV skate bike.
How strange.
However, there are two listed right now for $150.
That's retail.
You
can get it for retail.
And one of them has 17 people watching. Let's see if we can do like a quick lookup on the old Google, the Google search. Again, surprisingly enough, nothing listed.
Nothing listed. I swear this thing was around for maybe a year. And I'm sure everyone broke their legs, and then it was immediately canceled.
Well, it's just not a good product.
No, it's a terrible product.
Yeah. There is a website that currently has a vintage LaRun skate bike listed for $450, and you better hurry up because it's the last one. Which
it's the last one.
I believe it's the only one that they have.
I mean, I've got one more.
You've got one
more.
You've got one.
I've got one.
You've got one, man.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
So we're gonna have to figure out what the fuck to do with that thing. But
yeah,
that was the big find up there. We also found a space heater.
Well, good.
Which,
I guess.
There was a car radiator that was up there.
Okay. Save one.
And
just
the thing
in
is,
case.
like, we were finding all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh man, we could go scrap this. Like, we could go fucking, I don't understand why people scrap fucking anything. I don't get it. Like, we looked up what the going rate for scrap metal was, because we're like, oh man, we got all this stuff. If you bring in 100 pounds of scrap metal, they'll give you $8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who does this? Why would anyone waste, like, that's not fucking gas money.
Yeah.
To drive around neighborhoods to get the fucking scrap metal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I
It's a
don't get it.
con. Like it's a big sham. Like, because all they're
It's a big
doing is
sham.
like they're taking that scrap and then they're selling it for like 500 times the price.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, bunch of
I could get
dickheads.
me a scam.
You
Don't
don't
work
need
on
a
a
scam.
scam.
You just need good, honest work.
No, I have that. It's not working out. Like,
Then you know what you could do? You could like take your skate bike down to like the park and stuff, and then
okay.
just like put a bucket out with like a note that says like, "Hey, like $1 for a trick," and then you just you're just like
Oh, be a street performer.
be a street performer.
Okay.
But you got to be like totally 90s, like get some 90s glasses, only play like 90s hip hop and rock.
I love this idea. Like, there's people down at the pier
Yeah,
that will do like performance art,
yeah.
and like I'm just like I could do that.
You could be a
Like,
performer. Think about it.
I mean,
You're missing out on big cash right now.
big cash money.
Yeah,
This is you just open up a whole world to me. Like, there's that fucko down there that's just spray painting shit.
I know.
Like, I could do more than that.
Yeah, who do you ever
Fuck.
beat?
I mean, not eventually not cancer
Okay.
from all that spray paint.
That's okay. Well, anyways, but it's interesting that you bring up, the MTV skate bike specifically, because I feel like that segues perfectly into our next segment here, which is movie merchandising.
I mean, MTV merchandising, movie merchandising.
It's all the same bucket. But yeah, I think I talked about last week. We recently went and saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles flick that's been playing
That's
in
right.
the theaters.
Which you said was disappointing.
I did not say it was disappointing.
Yeah, you were so disappointed.
I was not disappointed in it. I very much enjoyed the movie. I believe I said that there were some moments and some plot points which I was like, I've seen that before. But when I stopped being a bit of a curmudgeon, I was like, you know what though? Like, if I was a parent going and seeing that with my kid, like, we would have a really good time.
Right.
And
Right.
I believe that when Christy and I went, we had a really good time. Maybe more so me. For
Sure.
I really enjoyed the
It's for
experience.
you.
Just overall, I highly enjoyed the experience. It was
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Right on.
It was tremendous.
It was tremendous. Right.
But yeah, like between that and then, dude, we went and saw the Barbie movie this past weekend.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Let me tell you something about that fucking Barbie movie.
All right.
That goddamn movie deserves every dollar that it's making.
Okay. That's great to hear.
Out of every movie that I've seen so far this year, new movie, top 3.
Really?
Top 3.
All right.
Without
well,
a doubt.
the wife wants to see it, so we gotta go see it now.
It is tremendous. Like, and like all these dudes that are getting all butthurt and pissing their pants and burning Barbie dolls. It's amazing that they're doing that because they're literally doing the exact thing they're being called out for.
Okay.
Like there was I won't get too into it, but there was like a big point in the movie where they specifically talk about those kind of guys. And then those guys saw that and went, I'm not like that. This is anti-men. I'm going to buy a bunch of Barbie dolls and burn them. Like, you do you, man. Enjoy the misery. Because I laughed my ass off. Probably more than Christy.
Okay.
Yeah. It would, like, highly recommend it. Highly
have to
recommend
go check it out.
It's
We're gonna have to go check
like, it had no right being that good. But when you sit there and watch it, you're like, no, this absolutely deserved to be good. It deserves the money it's making. I would go see it again.
You go see it again.
If a group
And
of people,
what? I have to take a look because there was a period of time in Epcot, when there was a Barbie live show.
Oh,
and just I have to take a quick gander here to see if it is represented. I can't remember the year that it took place, but yeah, I don't see it on here. But yeah, for a very brief period of time, there was a Barbie live on stage at Epcot.
Sure.
And it was heralded as one of the worst shows ever put together, ever.
Okay, well. But yeah, so like between the Barbie movie and like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because like I don't know if you've been to like a Target or Walmart recently, but like the Ninja Turtle shit is everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, the
Yeah,
Walmart's flooded with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so like what that kind of got me thinking about like like what other weird or like interesting movie
Mm,
tie-ins have there been over the years?
right.
Because like obviously you got like Batman fucking ran the scene back in the day.
Mm.
You know, there was always tie-ins for that. But then
I mean, we
like
just talked about the Batman pizza. We just talked about that
we
last year.
just did the Batman that was a year ago.
That might have been more than a year ago, actually. I don't even know.
No.
When did the
When did
Batman
that
come out?
fucking movie come out? The Batman.
Well,
That
where's
came
the
out last
Batman?
year.
Did it come out last year?
It came out last March. It basically came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've still got my greasy ass poster print sitting in
Yeah, I've got it somewhere.
other
I don't
room.
know where the
Yeah.
fuck it is.
But like and like you know me, like I see this stuff and I'm just like getting kind of
Oh
like,
yeah. No, you're the mark for it, man. You're
yeah.
you're
I
the,
mean, I
you're
am
the
the
guy they're
mark.
trying to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't, but like it's also a thing where like I don't really know if like I'm ready. Like I just don't know if I'm ready to make like that kind of investment into like anything else because I already have
Sure.
like I mean, I already have like just collections of stuff. And it's like do I
You sure
really
do.
need to like, go through and buy like all new things, for like like these goddamn movies that are coming out. Like I just
Uh-huh.
don't know if
Right.
I could do it at this point. Like I just because it's like how many times do I need to go out and like start a brand new collection of stuff?
I will say that popcorn bucket is probably one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Okay. So we got this when we went to the Barbie movie.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Yeah. So like because in Austin we've got like every theater chain around.
Mm-hmm.
And ooh, I made a mess of my desk. And we were like, hey, like let's try to find, like we were out. It was like Sunday. We actually went to the mall because it was like tax-free weekend.
Right.
And Christy says they made Beast Wars Transformers to release with the movie that weren't even in the movie. That is true.
See, that's horseshit.
Mhm.
That's horseshit. Did TMNT sponsor this show?
Not a sponsor.
Hey,
Not a sponsor. There's no
some people
sponsored or ad placements in this show. I'm just a dork.
some people do things just for money, and that's just sad.
That's just sad, man.
Mm-hmm. How's the cereal?
I pretty good.
Is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
I pretty damn
Made
good.
with real ooze.
Hmm?
Made with real ooze.
A lot of ooze. Yeah. So when we saw Turtles, like we went to the Alamo. All the Alamo was doing was like food specials.
Sure.
I was like, whatever. But we ended up going to the AMC because the theater in the mall was like packed for Barbie, which I don't know how they're doing it. This movie's been out for like a month now. Every fucking theater it's playing at is basically sold out.
It's got like Titanic.
It's
vibes
like
going
it's
on.
making that big boat money right now.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
And so yeah, like, and I actually heard something that they tried to get the director Greta Gerwig like signed on for additional movies before this one came out, and she was like, no, no, let's see how this does. Because if they got her to sign on before the movie, like they could likely lock her into a contract for like a certain amount of money.
Right.
And now with the dollars that are rolling in on that,
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna make all the money.
I'd be going back to WB and being like, so we're gonna do like 10x on what you paid me last time.
Yeah,
Because I think you can afford it now.
I think so.
Yeah. Chris is saying the sad thing was there wasn't any Barbie merch at the theater. You have to buy it online. That is a real missed opportunity. And I don't know if it was just like they weren't betting on it, or maybe the movie
I don't know
got.
if you guys. I don't know if you guys know this because you don't have kids.
Yeah.
There's Barbie merch all the time.
Well, it's just Barbie, but like Barbie movie merch. Like
Specifically the movie.
the movie merch. Like, because I'm now seeing dudes walking around with Ken merch. Like,
I will tell you, when we went to the Comic-Con, so many Kens.
yeah,
So many Kens dressed up.
I would believe that. It's going to be a big Halloween costume this year.
It's gonna be a big Halloween.
There's going to be
yeah.
just Kens everywhere.
There's gonna be Kens and Miles Morales as far as the eyes can see.
Dude, yeah, that's going to be it. Oh yeah, so like we go up to, like we go to the AMC, like I pre-bought tickets, and like I'm like, okay, like definitely got to get popcorn, right? It's a midday movie. We'll get a little popcorn, a little drink. We go up to the concession stand, and I just see the bucket for the turtles and the cup sitting up there. I'm just like,
Kid and candy store.
it's happening. And then we go up to the counter, and the guy's like, "Hi, like, what can I get you?" And I'm just like, "Do you have any more of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle popcorn bucket and soda combo?" He just looks at me. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can I have that?" He's like, "Sure, dude."
That'd be awesome if he's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then so like he gets the popcorn, he's like filling up the soda thing, and like the manager, whoever's like, helping out behind the counter and stuff, and he's like, which turtle do you want? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, there's 4. And then like he points to the poster, and he's like, because there's 4 turtles, there's 4 different colors.
As if you're some asshole.
I was like, dude, I'm literally, I'm a mid-30s man with a master's degree buying a bunch of fucking Ninja Turtle shit at your convenience station right now. Like, do you think I don't know there's 4 fucking turtles in this goddamn movie? And I'm just like, no, like, I understand that there's 4 turtles and they all wear different headbands and have different weapons. I don't know what you mean by which turtle. And he's like, and then he pulls out this box. He's like, well, they all come with these little toppers.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, like that was a different question then.
Okay.
And then I took, and then,
okay. Were you like, then 4, please?
I took like a 25-second pause.
Oh.
Because I was like,
you had to pick a favorite child.
Well, I was like, I kind of did. Because in my head, I'm like, immediately I was like, Donnie, got to go Donatello. He was my main back in the day for the game.
It was mine too.
Had a ton of Donatello merch. But then I was like, but maybe I get all 4. And maybe I buy 4 cups.
Oh gosh.
And then I was like, no. And I was like, you know what? Donnie is my main
place setting.
I could do a place setting.
You could do a place setting.
Yeah, but I was like, no. Like, I'm gonna go with Michelangelo because he's like the wild card, and gonna change it up a little bit. So I was like, Mikey. He's like, okay, here you go.
What would be? Did you say Mikey or were you?
I said Mikey.
The orange one.
No, I was like Mikey, Michelangelo, Michelangelo, that guy, the guy that wears orange with the nunchucks.
That would have been so awesome. He was just like, what color? Christy says she liked the Barbie drink cup, but she's not going to the fucking website to buy it. See, that's wild. That's wild that they have to do it on the website.
Well, dude, like when that D&D movie came out, they were merchandising the fuck out of that with the in-theater exclusives. Like, you could get a D20 popcorn bucket. They had like tankers you could buy and then get like a special D&D cocktail to go watch with the movie or to drink while you're watching the movie. But like the shit sold out day 1. Like to the point where people were just showing up to AMC, buying concessions and then leaving.
That's wild.
Which I think is bullshit. I think you need to you should have to have a movie ticket.
Got to show your ticket.
Yeah.
To get in. Exactly.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Chrissy says, he said the last one I expected. Like, at least if you're not going to pick Donnie, go with Ralph.
I mean, I would put Raph like 3rd. Because it's like Donnie,
I feel
Mikey, Raph, then Leo.
I feel like Michelangelo is like the Charlie Day.
Yeah, he's the wild card.
He's the wild card of the group, you know?
Mm-hmm. He's the Charlie Day. I think you got probably. I think like Dennis would be your Raph, Mac would be your Leo, and then Frank would be your Donnie.
That's a stretch. But,
yeah, I know, but
yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Wow, rude.
With attitude. Anyways, so yeah, like I'm in it deep now. I bought 2 boxes of cereal the other day.
Yeah, I was concerned you weren't going to eat them.
You know, I am. It's actually like decent cereal. Like if I had this as a kid, like I would eat it. As a 30-year-old man, I'm eating it.
Sure.
So this will definitely be eaten. And I will save the boxes. Maybe make some cool wall art, or do something fun with it. Because like, I mean, I bought all this shit. I gotta like do something with it. I just can't have it sitting back there.
You're gonna end up with a storage unit at some point.
I'm gonna end up with an attic full of a bunch of shit and empty boxes.
For the next asshole to have to deal with, right?
For the next asshole to have to deal with. Like, it's like, you know what? We're moving. I'm just going to abandon everything.
Yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah, we'll just start over at the next movie theater.
I mean, you did that at your last apartment, so that's fine.
Yeah, but that was like, stuff we didn't need. So, okay. What I've been interested in figuring out now, because movie tie-ins are all over the place.
Right.
Whether it's toys, whether it's food items, video games,
right,
whatever. Did you have a favorite movie tie-in back in the day?
A favorite one?
Yeah.
I had one. It's not a favorite. I can tell you it's not a favorite. But it's one that perplexes me.
Okay.
To this day. I'll never forget seeing it. And even as a kid, I was like, this is wrong. Like, this is not correct. And every time it comes up, because it does come up every now and then, you see one of those like BuzzFeed lists or whatever the fuck. And you're just like, somebody thought of this idea. And then it went to a team of executives who approved this idea. And then a manufacturer had to make this idea, and then stores had to sell this idea. And all along there, nobody was like, hold on a second. Do we really need a lollipop that's in the shape of Jar Jar Binks' tongue, to which you open his mouth and suck on his tongue? It's the most horrifying thing you'll ever see.
You're basically tongue kissing Jar Jar Binks.
You're tongue kissing Jar Jar Binks.
That is
based off that one scene in the movie where he fucking tongues the apple or whatever the fuck.
This is upsetting.
Like, it's so upsetting.
This is
like
absolute. Like, I am upset. I'm looking at this right now.
Show the people.
I'm gonna show the people. We're gonna like. This is. I don't like this. I don't like that.
It's so horrifying.
That's terrible.
I mean, it's a lollipop. So like, you have to fucking like tongue suck.
Pop that thing open and just like, come here, Jar Jar.
Blakely had one of those.
But dude, the fucking merchandising for episode 1.
Oh,
like didn't that almost kill Star Wars like merchandise, because like they bet big on toys and tie-ins and merchandise, like to the point where like not long after the movie came out, like there were dollar bins filled with this stuff.
Chrissy. Yo, there's some people that would really love that type of lollipop. That is true. There are some people that would really love it. Yeah.
Everybody's got pink.
See, the thing is, with the episode 1 toys was that the original movies toys were so hard to find that people thought that with the new Star Wars, toys are going to be hard to find again.
Yeah.
So people went ham buying them at first. But, you know, technology had improved to the point where, like, oh, there's demand, so we have the ability to create the supply. So they created the supply based off a false demand because people thought they were going to make money off of reselling the toys. So once that, like, second wave came out, everyone's like, oh, everything I just bought is fucking worthless.
Yeah.
And garbage because you can just get it.
Which
whatever.
I don't mind that. I feel like there's a lot of aspects to collecting where there's always going to be that opportunity to flip. Like he says, I thought it was weird, but it was free candy. So,
I mean, when you get free candy,
I mean,
yeah, I'll go into a van for some free candy.
Don't go into a van. Yeah. So I was gonna say that, like, the collector's market is interesting because, like, you're gonna get those people that flip, and you're always gonna have those opportunities to flip as well. Like, I have flipped stuff simply because I didn't want it anymore. There were only a few times where, like, I bought something and I was like, I'm gonna flip this. You know, it was whatever. But I feel like too, when it comes to a lot of that, like, you need to, like, collect for yourself first.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the lesson to learn.
Yeah, and
You
like
know.
that way you can figure out a little bit more about the landscape and yeah, because don't be that guy who goes out and buys everything up and then tries to flip it. Like I get joy out of when people buy up all the stock and then, you know, like, the licensor is like, oh, we're gonna start selling more then because all these people are buying it, so let's flood the gates. And then everybody who, you know, bought them is just sitting there with their dick handle in their hand.
Exactly. You're doing tricks.
Well, I mean, I guess if collecting gets really bad, you always got that option.
Yeah, you can do tricks with a dick handle.
Exactly. So okay, like, we got a few minutes left here. So what I did was I looked up a list of some fun and interesting merchandise tie-ins that have occurred over the years. Now, I was going through this list and I was like, some of these aren't really that interesting because I've either never seen the movie or nobody's really talking about it. So
sure,
I'm going to kind of pick and choose here. But the first one that really stood out to me on this list, the human centipede.
I mean, anything related to the human centipede is going to be interesting to say the least. That movie is interesting in the loosest terms.
Oh no. Wait, it's gone.
Oh. Did Reddit black out your list?
There was a blackout, but there's no reports, but fans show their love. Okay, so wait, this is lying to me. That wasn't an officially released. Fuck you, Flavor Wire, for your bullshit ass links. All right, here's a good one. Being John Malkovich.
Okay.
The movie was released in a limited edition VHS collector set. They were looking for something special to lure customers to the package, so they reached out to Russian nesting doll maker Golden Cockerel. It's not the same as Golden Corral. That's a scam site.
That's true.
Which created 4,000 dolls nesting Cameron Diaz inside Catherine Keener, inside John Cusack, inside John Malkovich, which makes sense within the film, I guess. There were also...
That's true.
Let's see.
That seems like a horrible thing.
It wasn't great. There was the R2-D2 aquarium.
That's odd.
Because when I think R2-D2 in Star Wars, I immediately think of fish.
Well, maybe if you think about like he did get like put into the swamps of Dagobah, like there might be some fish swimming around inside
I guess.
his. I mean, like you can make a connection there,
I mean,
a very small one.
if you really tried. But then there's also
Right.
the Star Wars Black Darth Vader burger.
Okay, can we talk about? Okay, let's stop there
Okay.
because this is still going on
Mm-hmm.
where people find the need to come out with the black bun.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think recently for Halloween, a couple years ago, Burger King did the green bun.
It was a green bun, and then I think there was also a Spider-Man 3 black bun burger because of Venom.
Mm-hmm. That's right, and there was actually right now, you can get at Disney World if you go to the Halloween party this year.
Mm-hmm.
They are offering a vampire burger, which has a red bun on it, and all I can think of is the Captain America culotta,
Bro,
if you remember.
do I? Oh my God, I have flashbacks every now and then.
Which you drink, and then when you go to the bathroom later, you think you need to go to the emergency.
Yeah. Ooh. I had a few of those.
I'm not here for the novelty. Like I want my burger bun
Yeah.
to be a burger bun.
Absolutely.
You know?
Other interesting ones. You remember the movie The Passion of the Christ?
I mean, who could forget?
I mean, who could forget? But
I mean, down here.
were you aware that they sold a nail pendant for your necklace?
Oh, like this was the nail that what? And here's the thing. I remember watching I think it might have been Discovery Channel show where they talk about like ancient artifacts, and somebody claimed that they had a splinter from a shard of wood from the cross of Christ.
Yeah.
And it was an hour-long show that went through like the DNA, like they did all sorts of tests on the wood and all this shit. And at the very end, they're just like, yeah, we don't know. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I spent an hour watching. I mean, I wasn't watching it because like it was on in the background, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That is clickbait. That is television 100%. Clickbait for you.
Yes.
Other fun and weird ones. The Avengers had a cologne tie-in. Because when I think Avengers, I think smelling good.
Smell like the inside of Tony Stark's metal suit.
I feel like that just smells like Comic-Con.
Oh,
like that's like if you want a true Comic-Con smell, buy the cologne. Ooh, this is a fun one. You remember the movie Dune?
I mean, yes.
Did you know that they had an activity book?
An activity book
for Dune.
Okay. All right.
Frank Herbert's original Dune novel is a dense, long, heavy sci-fi epic. David Lynch's film version is complicated, overly ambitious, and a confusing mess. That sounds like the sort of film kids would love to color in and complete word searches about, right? Sample coloring pages, Brad Dourif, and I don't know how to say that guy's name, but two characters lying dead in a laboratory with the caption, Duke Leto and Peter Dye. Dune. Who could fucking forget the E.T. Atari game?
That was what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
I was going to bring up as possibly the worst movie tie-in.
Do you know the actual story behind that, though?
I don't know.
There is a Netflix series. I believe it's on the Netflix series. But there's like a docu-series called like High Score. I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes, and they're like hour-long episodes, and they all focus on like the history of video games. Like there's an episode about first-person shooters in Doom. There's an episode about like, fighting games and fighting tournaments, and like the guy who helped like really shape the art style for Street Fighter. They talked to a woman who like competed in like early Atari like game competitions, and then I think there's also a segment in one of the episodes where they sort of detail the history of the ET game, and it was just like a brutal development cycle. They needed to get it out fast because the movie was coming out, and they wanted it launched in time for Christmas. So the guy had like a month and a half to build this entire game, like slept in his office, coded while he was driving into work, like did all that he could, and it was just a time crunch, and they couldn't get it out, and they couldn't get a good game out of it.
Possibly the worst video game ever made.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You've also got, oh yeah, this is a fun one. The Rocky Meat action figure.
The meat action figure?
Because remember that scene in Rocky?
Where he's where he's beating his meat.
Yeah, where he's beating. Not the one in the apartment with Adrian that's like really creepy, and I really apologize to Christy for showing her that. But the one where he's like in the cold room, just like he's just like beating his meat and just like really cracking into the ribs. Well, Jack Specific released an action figure for the meat.
For the meat,
just the meat, which I mean, I guess makes sense if you're trying to make like a diorama.
Right? Yeah, getting its just dues,
Yeah. Let's see. Did you ever hear about the story about how the Dick Tracy tie-in toys spoiled the ending of the movie?
I did not. I mean, I know that the toys scared the fuck out of the kids with the Happy Meals. I remember that.
No, wasn't that was Batman Returns.
I mean, it was Batman Returns, but it was also Dick Tracy too.
Was it Dick Tracy?
Oh, Dick Tracy is the reason that fucking McDonald's stopped. Dick Tracy is the reason that McDonald's and Disney separated right before the release of like Beauty and the Beast, and Burger King picked up. That's why when you look for the Happy Meal toys, Burger King got Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King because Dick Tracy fucked McDonald's so badly.
I don't know anything about this story.
Oh, it's wild. It's wild, yeah. Because they thought Dick Tracy was going to be such a fucking hit movie, and it flopped so goddamn bad.
Which is weird because I really like that movie. I do. Like,
I mean, it's very stylized, so
yeah.
like
with McDonald's, okay, there's like a whole thing. I'll have to dive into that.
It's a wild story.
But the actual toy product line, before the movie came out, like they're trying to get kids and parents to like buy the toys. You got Dick Tracy, you got Flat Top, you got all these people. The end of the movie, you find out who the villain is, or the one sort of causing a ruckus, if you will. And they wear a mask, and then at the end of the movie, they take the mask off, and it's Madonna. Well, they released the toy. And if you open up the toy and took the mask off, it was very clearly Madonna. So they spoiled the fucking movie
with the toy.
With the toy.
That's hilarious.
For Transformers, you could get a play shave set, because when I think Transformers, I immediately think teaching kids how to shave. There was a Blair Witch Project soundtrack? What?
Of what? Just fucking people screaming?
Albums of music from and inspired by the motion picture, tangentially connected to a film. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess this is something that wasn't uncommon at the time, where like they would release soundtracks inspired by the movie, and apparently this one was like just some goth rock and black metal.
Okay.
So that's, yeah. But yeah, I'm also currently on the hunt for potentially those old McDonald's Batman Forever glasses. So,
Oh man,
yeah.
What? And the kind of one other thing we did find, not in the attic, because this was one thing that we had,
Mm-hmm.
but we did find it. If you're talking about movie tie-ins, you're talking about movie flops,
Mm-hmm.
and you're talking about Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
all in the same thing. We found in the garage while we were unpacking the 3D glasses with Darth Maul on them from episode 1 in 3D, which we kept the 3D glasses because that was actually the very first movie we took our daughter to when she was like fucking 12 months old, if that, like maybe less than a year old, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we wanted to say like, oh, your first movie that you ever went to the theater for was fucking Star Wars. Unfortunately, it was Phantom Menace, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, that's the only one that was out at the time. And I just remember going to the 3D movie and being like, yeah, it's gonna be in 3D. And then the only fucking thing that was in 3D was the fucking subtext of the aliens that were talking. And you're like, what the fuck, man? And Christy still has those. Yeah. Look at that.
Well, look at that. Look at that.
So
Wow.
when you promise me 3D, I expect a lightsaber in my fucking face.
Just wagging it back and forth.
Just wagging it back and forth. Like, and I'll be happy. I'll be so happy. But instead, I'm getting fucking Watto fucking speech. My goddamn face. I don't give a shit.
Well, folks, if you know of a fun movie tie-in or one that is your favorite, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you got. Or something that you just thought was weird that we didn't mention here tonight.
There's lots of weird out there.
Lots of weird out there. Yeah, we enjoy the weird. So bring that weird here on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here for it.
We're here for it. And we're bringing more weird next week when we come back.
That's right.
On Wednesday.
Yeah. You know, not Thursday. I mean, this was a special event. You know, we had things going on, but next week we're going to be back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes.
Of Wednesday. Brain Wreck Live. Thursday, we've got Don't Be an Asshole.
Yeah, we got a new episode next week.
That's right. So
yeah.
You know, we just dropped last night in its place. Just go back and listen if you haven't listened. Liquid Space Discussions with yourself truly and Blakely K.
Mm-hmm.
We actually we went deep dive in. You know, you actually got to see a little bit of the real.
It was a good listen.
Jason Egg, got to hear some things.
I caught like the last half hour. It was good.
Yeah, some philosophy, if you will. But and I still am trying to make up for some other things. You know, I dropped the ball a little bit on some other programs. So this month I'm still going to try to get some other things in.
There you go.
To beef up the content. So make sure to subscribe.
Yep.
So you don't miss any of that.
Yep. I've got more stuff coming too in the very near future. So be on the lookout. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. Follow us on Twitter or the X or whatever the hell you want to call it. The social medias. Just, go do that. And you can buy Brainwreck merchandising right over on tpublic.com. Just search Brainwreck TV, and we got all sorts of shirts and buttons and tchotchkes you can buy. I think I'm going to be dropping some new designs on there. Well, new designs for TeePublic, old designs. You may have seen them in the past.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We still need to do our ketamine kangaroo. Shirt.
Raccoon Gang.
The Raccoon Gang shirt.
Yep.
Still gotta come.
And Kevin's late night pasta cravings.
Oh yeah, pasta at midnight.
Yeah, pasta at midnight. Midnight pasta.
Which I still think would be an excellent podcast.
It would be an excellent podcast.
I think you got to do pasta at midnight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would. So a buddy of mine was actually talking about doing like a pasta related show. He's like, yeah, I just want to invite people on the podcast and then we just eat pasta and talk about stuff. I'm like, I love it. Like that is my kind of show.
That is a great concept.
Yeah.
You just got to do it at 12 a.m.
Exactly. Yes. Only at 12 a.m.
Only at 12 a.m.
And then the only lighting for the show is just a refrigerator light.
A refrigerator.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you just get a flashlight and you put it under your chin.
Oh yeah. And then you see all the madness that way.
Exactly.
I've got.
All right. Well, for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.